Now live on 10 Tampa Bay.
We're tracking Milton. We have a brand new track for the storm, threatening high winds and storm surge. We'll talk impact and timing.
Mandatory evacuations, families leaving ahead of the storm. The message from one man who stayed for Helene.
Plus, preparing for Milton, crews working around the clock to remove dangerous debris. The effort to clear the streets.
Keeping you informed, prepared, and connected. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay.
Hurricane and taking aim at the Florida Gulf Coast. This is Nightside. I'm Dave Wagner.
And I'm Courtney Robinson. Milton has the potential to be the worst storm to hit the Tampa area in more than a century. We have team coverage as 51 counties across Florida are under a state of emergency right now. We're going to take you live as people evacuate their homes and crews work to prepare our communities for a second storm in just 2 weeks.
But first, 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins joins us. Bobby, the latest update on Hurricane Milton came in just minutes ago.
Just did, Dave. We've got winds that have come down, which is good news. It was 180 mile per hour winds. It's still 165. Well, we're just happy that it's come down a little bit, but that has been the forecast. It's moving to the east at 9. The pressure has come up. That's another sign that it's weakened just a little bit, 914 millibars. But earlier, when it had 180 mile per hour winds, the pressure was down to 900 or 800 up 5 ever since we've been recording it in the Atlantic Basin. That's how strong it was earlier. Small. The eye is about 4 miles in diameter, and now it's starting to fill a little bit. You can see it does look a lot better earlier in the day. You see it's filling. We do expect this to be the case for the next day and a half or so, and then it runs into some shear. Now, this is the very latest 11 p.m. track from the Hurricane Center. By tomorrow evening, 160 mile per hour winds. Wednesday morning, still off our coast. All right, 145 mile per hour winds, dry air, and especially some shear, some wind blowing in the upper levels over top of it from the southwest. That's what's going to weaken it. We're thinking landfall late on Wednesday. This is 8 p.m. It's still just offshore with 125 mile per hour winds. Then it crosses all the way across the state to Cape Canaveral, and it's still a hurricane by the time it gets there with 80 mile per hour winds. So it will weaken, of course, but all of our areas under a hurricane warning now, and they've got hurricane watches up for the East Coast. And then you can see it actually re-strengthens a bit as it heads out to the east. Now, hurricane warnings and watches, none of that has changed. Basically, everybody in the Tampa area is under a hurricane warning. The forecast models have changed. We were up here. The track's now, instead of being over southern Pinellas, it's now over Anna Maria Island from the Hurricane Center. But you can see the forecast models are down into Manatee and Sarasota County. So there might be another little bit of a jog to the south. Our forecast model says by Wednesday at noon, we're just starting to get tropical storm force winds at that point. But Wednesday night, 5 p.m., there's the center. 10 p.m. it moves right over top of here. Heaviest rain will be off to the north. Impacts, wind, surge, and rainfall. That's all coming up in my full forecast.
All right, look forward to that. Here's a live look at the road tonight as people evacuate ahead of Milton's arrival. Check it out right here. Both I-75 and I-4 have been packed with cars. All afternoon, all evening, people headed out of the Tampa Bay area. Mandatory evacuation orders are in place across the Tampa Bay area. In Hillsborough, Manatee, and Sarasota counties, zones A and B are under mandatory orders. In Pasco, Hernando, and Pinellas counties, there are mandatory evacuations for zone A, B, and C, plus all mobile homes. Leaders are urging you to heed those warnings. 10 Tampa Bay's Miguel Octavio is in St. Petersburg tonight. Miguel, some people made the choice to stick around for Hurricane Helene, but say this time is different.
Dave, we're talking about the potential for a life-threatening storm surge affecting the Tampa Bay area. With that, some people who've called this area home for a very long time say they do not want to take any risks with Milton. And right now, there are several emergency shelters open and also opening tomorrow. We have a list of where to keep you and your family safe right now on our website. Live in St. Pete, Miguel Octavio, 10 Tampa Bay.
All right, Miguel, just hours ago, leaders in St. Petersburg warned they may have to shut down the sewer system like they did with Helene, depending on the conditions. This time, they might have to shut off the northeast and southwest facilities. You can see those areas highlighted on the map in yellow and blue.
Our sewer treatment plants have not and cannot operate in that level of floodwater. So that means that we may need to shut down the northeast and southwest sewer treatment facilities in order to prevent further damage to those systems. The decision to shut down the facilities will be made closer to the storm's landfall once we have a better idea of where exactly the storm is headed.
Now to a live look at the Memorial Causeway heading onto Clearwater Beach. This access point, as well as the other bridges to the barrier islands, are now closed to the public. Pinellas County deputies are only allowing residents, business owners, and debris operators. Rideshare services are also permitted to get people off the island. County leaders say access for everyone will close by tomorrow night at 7. People are evacuating the barrier islands ahead of Milton, and we like to see that.
Yep, and neighbors on St. Pete Beach are going to start losing water tomorrow morning. All water lines will be offline by noon to protect the infrastructure. During that time, you won't be able to flush toilets or wash your dishes. Right now, city leaders suggest storing as much water as you can. Remember, you can fill up empty water bottles and jugs you have on hand.
To take in storm debris until Milton makes it unsafe. It's been commandeered by the state after an executive order from the governor to streamline operations. But there likely will be no way for all the debris to be cleared in time. 10 Tampa Bay's Chris Hurst is live in St. Pete tonight. And Chris, this really is going to come down to where you live.
Yeah, Courtney, some of the smaller cities in the county have been able to clear a significant amount of debris in those cities. But for the unincorporated part of the county with tens of thousands of Helene victims, even police escorts may not be able to clear it all before Milton hits. Now, if you have debris, you are asked to try and tarp it down, but with 10-foot storm surge potentially coming, that might not do much. Here is one thing that can be very beneficial. If debris is removed from your curb, do not take any of the contents in your home and put them back out under the curb before the storm hits. You're asked to keep all those items inside your home and then evacuate. Live in St. Petersburg, Chris Hurst, 10 Tampa Bay.
Chris, thank you. Tonight, leaders in Hernando County are issuing a warning echoed by county leaders across the Tampa Bay area. Their rescue teams went out during Hurricane Helene, responding to calls for rescue. But the same should not be expected during Milton.
I want you to understand that this will also be a wind event, okay? So if you are not evacuated, if you have not evacuated out of your home, this will be a wind event, and there will be nobody coming to help you this time. It's very important for you to understand that we cannot send out our first responders once the winds reach a certain level. It's extremely important for you to evacuate tomorrow.
Again, mandatory evacuation orders are in place tonight across the Tampa Bay area. You can find your zone right now at floridadisaster.org.
You may still have preparations you need to finish tomorrow. You'll find open sandbag locations and hours posted right now on the free 10 Tampa Bay app through this hurricane.
Ahead, our coverage of Hurricane Milton continues.
Widespread power outages. Tonight, I'll look at their preparations for the storm.
Later, the newest technology to get you critical data about the hurricane. Tonight, the device now off our coast to help us keep you safe during the storm.
And just ahead, 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins is tracking Milton in just minutes. I'll look at the impact in your county.
10 Tampa Bay closed captioning is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. 10 Tampa Bay's Storm Recovery Special. Ask the experts. Answer your hurricane-related questions.
We are here to get you the help you need.
From insurance to filing with FEMA, tree removal, and more.
When you start tearing into things that have visible mold on it, the spores can get in the air.
Even if you didn't experience damage, it can help you prepare as Milton approaches.
Can a renter get help from FEMA?
Absolutely. Stream it today on 10 Tampa Bay Plus. Search Storm Recovery. Ask the experts.
I'm Weather Titan Mike. You prepare for severe weather before it comes. That's why we're proud to present tomorrow's Wake Up Weather. It's also why WeatherTight installs the best impact-resistant windows to protect you during a hurricane. And please, don't forget the cookies.
Keeping you informed, prepared, and connected. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay.
Just hours from now, Tampa International Airport will close ahead of Hurricane Milton. All operations will shut down at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
The parking garages are going to also be closed. If you're traveling, you should contact your airline for the very latest on your flight. St. Pete International Airport says It's monitoring the situation. Leaders plan to make a decision tomorrow afternoon.
Taking a live look at Tropicana Field tonight, the State Department of Emergency Management has a massive staging area there to support operations before and after this storm. Now, inside, hundreds of cots are ready for National Guardsmen and power crews preparing to respond. I mean, look at this right here. Today, many members of the National Guard here in Tampa Bay were out clearing debris from several counties. And this is video from Florida Power and Light. Right now, the company is positioning crews across the state for what they call rapid restoration. They're bringing in crews from out of state and working with emergency operations centers. Duke Energy mobilized 10,000 workers ahead of the storm. TECO's also ready for widespread outages.
And our 10 Tampa Bay meteorologists are tracking Milton's impact.
Yeah, Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins joins us now. And Bobby, we are expecting hurricane force winds. We are expecting that storm surge.
Yeah, and depending on where you are, the difference in the wind, the difference in the surge is going to make a big difference. So right along the center, you're going to get the highest winds. Along the center and to the south, you're going to get the highest surge. And that's going to change depending on where that storm goes. So we still have to watch things. Let's get out there right now. Let's start with where it is now. Over 600 miles to our south and the west. It's way out there now. And way south, too. I mean, this thing's got to make a pretty good turn to the northeast. And it looks like it wants to do that. And that would be starting tomorrow. So right now, you can see the eye has filled in a little bit. That's part of the reason why it's a little bit weaker at 165 mile per hour winds. But we were talking earlier that late tonight it'll start this east-northeast, and it's really tomorrow. That's around 6 in the afternoon. We're going to see where it is at that point. If it's down here, it might end up further south along the Florida coast. If it's in the middle, it's close to us. If it's north, it's even to our north. Right, so we're going to be honing in a little bit more on this forecast track. It's going east now. We just need to get it to start that northeast turn to see where it's going to happen. So timing now looks like Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And yeah, we don't like to do these at night if you have to do them at all. But we do think about 125 mile per hour winds as it makes landfall Wednesday night. This is our forecast model, getting pretty close to what we're thinking. Noon on Wednesday. Outer rain bands, small tornado chance in that. Sunset, this is 5 p.m. That's Wednesday afternoon. That's tornado threat. That's heavy rain. That's a south to southeast wind really picking up. Center still way out here at 5 p.m., but not very far. In fact, Manatee County, Sarasota really seeing some wind. And then there we go, right over top of AMI, Palmetto, right over top of Ruskin at the National Weather Service office. That's 9 p.m. on Wednesday. Tampa's right here, St. Pete right there, of course, and then right over Lakeland by about 11 p.m. on Wednesday. Now, the winds turn to the north, and I got to say, when we get towards about 2 or 3 in the morning, we're going to have winds out of the north and the west, and we're going to get some really good gusts along the coast of Pinellas and Pasco when that happens. But after that, as the sun starts to come up on Friday morning now, or Thursday morning, excuse me, it's Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Thursday morning, 9 a.m., the winds are starting to calm down. It's starting to push slowly out of the area. So it's going to be a good 12 to 18 hour period that we're dealing with this. Now, let's talk about the arrival of those winds. This is Wednesday at 8 a.m. For tropical storm force winds, that's Wednesday at 8 p.m. So we're somewhere right here in the middle. I'm thinking around midday, around noon on Wednesday, we'll start to see those tropical storm force winds, the kind that makes it hard to drive over the bridge because it's really blowing the water on the bridges, right? This is the timing here from the Hurricane Center as of 11 o'clock. That yellow is the tropical storm force winds, and that's around 11 a.m. on Wednesday. This orange is about 60 mile per hour winds, and that's basically Wednesday night, well, 6 p.m. through about 9 p.m. Then the hurricane force winds are coming on Manatee, Sarasota, Pinellas right around 9 p.m. Wednesday, and then you can see it's right over top of the bay as we get in towards midnight, Wednesday night into Thursday. Now, by 3 a.m., the higher winds are starting to clear the coast. 8 a.m., we're getting rid of all of those, and then throughout the day, we do clear things out. Still be breezy on the backside for Thursday afternoon. So this pink area is where the area will get most of the wind damage. Okay, Pinellas, Hillsborough. Man, we've got some numbers in here that could be 100, 120 mile per hour winds. The forecast for surge, this will come south just a little bit because now the line is right here. But you see where the center is, and then all the surge is to the south of it a little bit with the surge numbers for Tampa. But right now, we're still thinking 4 to 7 for Marco, 6 to 10 in Fort Myers, but 10 to 15 here in the Bay Area, and it looks like now a little less, obviously, the further north you go, 5 to 10 up towards Hudson. So rainfall, the northern side of it, I think, gets the most of the rain. You can see the yellow here, so that's Hernando, Citrus, up towards Gainesville. If you look at basically the city by city, this is our Pasco, Hernando, and Citrus County, 40 to 80 mile per hour winds, 3 to 5 foot surge. Let me back that up here. I want to go 1 more inch down into Pinellas and Hillsborough. This is going to be a lot. 80 to 120 mile per hour. They're talking West Chase, Northwest Hillsborough, and Pinellas County, about 100 to 120 mile per hour winds. 10 to 14 inches of rain. Get down into Manatee and Sarasota County, 80 to 120. And then we're talking 3 to 6 inches of rain, but look at that 11 to 15 foot surge along the beaches there. And in the locations, look, we're not going to get obviously the surge, but we are going to get winds close almost to 100 miles per hour, but generally in the upper 70s to near 80. So follow me on my Facebook page, YouTube, Bobby Deskin's Weather. This will clear by late on Thursday, and then Friday, it actually pulls a cold front. So all this humidity and rain we have out there now, although it has been cooler, that will go away, and we will see those cooler breezes come in behind this. So your 7-day forecast, I guess the silver lining, guys, on the backside of this, it's not like Helene. It was hot and humid. The backside of this, it's going to be 80 and sunny, and a little bit of a breeze on Friday and into Saturday.
Yeah, we got to get through the other stuff first. You probably know about these planes, the hurricane hunters that fly through the storm, but what about these? The technology being used off our coast to keep you informed ahead of Hurricane Milton.
This storm season, stay informed, prepared, and connected. Stream the 10 Tampa Bay Plus app on your TV or tablet for storm coverage and more. Download now. 10 Sports is sponsored by Advent Health. 10 Tampa Bay is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
We are staying on top of Hurricane Milton tonight as it gets closer to the Florida Gulf Coast. You've likely heard of the Hurricane Hunter aircraft. They fly into a storm to get data to keep you informed and safe. There's another kind of technology, though, being used in downtown St. Pete to help predict a storm's strength.
Meteorologist Mike Prangley shows you the technology and how it helps us get critical information to you. Top of Hurricane Milton in about 3 minutes, a final look at the impact and the timing.
This storm season, stay informed, prepared, and connected. Stream the 10 Tampa Bay Plus app on your TV or tablet for storm coverage and more. Download now. Watch us and stream 10 Tampa Bay Plus for the latest on Milton.
Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins joins us now with a final look at the impact from Hurricane Milton.
So there's the track as of 11 o'clock. It will change a little bit, especially as we get through tomorrow. We'll figure that out. We do expect, obviously, it's a Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night into Thursday morning issue. So the winds will increase after mid-morning on Wednesday, and you're going to want to be wherever you need to be by that time. The forecast models, you see, they are trending to the south. The Hurricane Center says they're not quite buying that quite yet, so they're keeping it. They have nudged it a little bit south for this last one, but they're thinking that it basically will end up somewhere in that Manatee County, basically right over the Bay Area, just to the south. The good news, as I said, on the backside of all this, we will have much cooler and drier air. The cold front that's trying to push this thing out of the way will get pulled down here on the backside of the storm, and so that'll dry us out.
All right, well, 10 Tampa Bay is here for our free 10 Tampa Bay Plus app on your favorite streaming device. That's where you can find all the resources available to prepare for Hurricane Milton and the latest tracks from our weather team. We know we've thrown a lot out at you. The important thing right now is just make sure you have a safety plan in place. Get out if you can. You need to get out. Follow the evacuation orders. That's really important. Just to make sure you're safe during this storm, whatever happens.
I know a lot of people are very overwhelmed. We've been through it. It's a lot to process, but
we'll get through
just
it.
Be safe.
Yep.
Right.
We're all going through the same thing together, and we'll get you through it. We promise. All right. Thanks for being with us from all of here at 10 Tampa Bay. Have a good night. Hope to see you back here tomorrow.
Continue with us and watch free now on the 10 Tampa Bay Plus app everywhere you stream.